His MVP. Golf swung, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
To another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you after the first win of the 2025 season. Good to get the first dub under the belt. Jack Leiter, first career major league win. Okay. Look, must have heard us doing a little bit of doubting on Right on Rangers. It sure was nice to see Jack go 5 very solid, very quality innings tonight. Handed it off to a bullpen that was up to the task. Rangers win this one 4-1. We will be getting into the game in its entirety here in just a little bit. But first, y'all know the drill here at Right on Rangers. We cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during the 2025 MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Hey, if you're not following the channel, not subscribed, please hit that follow or subscribe button. Hit that notification bell or button while you're at it. Stay up to date every time we drop a new video, every time we go live. I would be very, very grateful. Let's keep growing this great group of people we got talking ball, talking Rangers baseball. We love it. And we love Rangers wins. Jack Leiter, let's start with him. Got to go with Jack Leiter earning his first career major league win. Impressive. I said it last night. I don't think Boston is super highly rated. I don't think they're getting a lot of publicity. I think it's an underrated offense is what I'm really trying to say. You look at 1 through 5, it's not an easy lineup to navigate your way through, especially with the addition of Alex Bregman and, Wilyer Abreu turns into Barry Bonds when he plays the Texas Rangers. So you got that too. And so when you go through 1 through 5, who the Red Sox have in their lineup, you definitely take a step back and appreciate what Jack Leiter did tonight. 5 innings, 5 hits, only 1 walk. I think that's huge with Leiter. 1 walk, and then you throw in 4 Ks to boot. Jack gets his first win in the bigs. It took him a little while. Let's see. How many games did he start before he got this first win? 9 games total, 6 starts. Finally got that first win. Definitely got to be gratifying for Jack Leiter, and I know a lot of Rangers fans, including myself, very, very happy for him. A few big moments, got into a little bit of trouble here and there, did Jack Leiter, but worked his way out of it. I mean, there were a couple of moments he could have easily folded, and he got some big outs when he needed to. We had top of the 3rd inning, Duran was on second base. You had Devers, you had Bregman. That's the one that stands out to me. Top of the 3rd, Jack gets a fly out. Rafaela flies out. Jarren Duran gets the single, promptly steals second base. Did we throw anybody out tonight? I don't think we did. We got 2 stolen bases, and Story stole a base as well. 2 more stolen bases tonight. So we are 0 for 4 throwing out runners. Like I said, I don't want to focus on the negatives tonight. We want to enjoy this win, but not good. Rangers got to figure this out. Back to the top of the 3rd, Jarren Duran stealing second base. 1 out, and you got Rafael Devers coming up to the plate. He gets Rafael Devers called out on strikes. It was a nice pitch, stinker. Middle in, I would say, but down kind of right above the paint, I would say, at the corner of the zone. And then at that point, you have Bregman coming up, still a runner on second base, and he gets Bregman to fly out to Corey Seager. This is all in the top of the third. That is a moment to me where easily the game could have started to go off the rails. And you get that big 2-out sequence there, Devers, Bregman back to back. You send it to the bottom of the third, and then Jonah Heim. I mean, clearly Jonah is watching Kyle Higashioka. He sees the addition the Rangers make in the offseason. You got to think he's taking it somewhat personally. I know I would. And so Jonah Heim drops not one, but 2 bombs tonight. I mean, almost had a third. That Oppo hit that he had, I forget what inning it was in. I mean, that was to the track. He was about 5 feet short of having 3 home runs. You don't think there's a fire lit under Jonah Heim right now? He is not going to be relinquishing that starting catching role easily. We will have to see what the Rangers do with this catching controversy, if you will. Are they going to just stay the course? I mean, the course was probably always to give each guy a little bit of time off here and there, but clearly if one guy is doing terrible and the other is lighting it up, you're going to see one of the two get a little preferential treatment. Jonah Heim is not going to make it easy on Bruce Bochy in terms of the starting catching position. I can imagine Kyle Higashioka maybe going to see a little bit more of the lefties, perhaps. Although a good point was made. Jonah Heim actually hit lefties really pretty well last year. So is it a Nate Eovaldi thing? Is Higashioka going to be Nate Eovaldi's personal catcher, despite the track record that Jonah Heim has with Nate Eovaldi over the past several years? These are the things I'm curious about. But back to Jack Leiter. I loved, by the way, that they actually decided to pull him after the 5th. Last year, we talked a lot about sometimes with some of the younger pitchers, especially, Rangers left him in too long. And a lot of that was because of injury and lack of depth. But I love the pull in the 5th inning. Don't take it to the 6th inning. Let him leave 5 innings, 1 earned run. Look, there is going to be a time where you have to stretch out Jack Leiter and you have to let him work later into games. Game 2 doesn't feel like one of those moments. So when I saw that they had pulled him after the 5th, I was relieved. I was very, very happy. Jack gets to go out on a high note. The last thing you want is go out for the 6th inning and the Red Sox promptly put up 3-4 runs. And now an otherwise really, really solid quality start goes down the toilet because you left the guy in a little bit too long. Again, there's going to be a time where Jack is going to have to go 6. You're going to want him to go 7. Not the time tonight. Love that they pulled him after 5. Got him a chance to win the ball game. The bullpen comes in. And really last night, the bullpen did a pretty solid job. If your name is not Luke Jackson comes in, redeems himself tonight, gets the 1-2-3 save, and we're playing I Like Texas, having a grand old time on a Friday night. All right, man, let's go ahead and let's get to some of the comments, right? Let's just get right into it. Got to imagine a lot of people thrilled about the dub, but let's see what y'all got. Let me start. I started with TikTok last time. I'm going to hang with y'all. Trust me, I'll come back to you. Let me start with TikTok. Team is special. I agree. Freelancer, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. This is a special team. There's a lot of really, really good baseball players on this team, and that's putting it lightly. I think this team has a very, very solid chance this year to do something special. Of course, as diehards, and I consider myself a diehard, I watch nearly every game. We're going to be a little nitpicky here and there. It's not all sunshine and rainbows every single game, even in wins. And that's what you do. If you are a good baseball mind, you're always looking for those little things and how you can get better. So we're going to call things out like we see it. But this team, I've always thought, has a special opportunity this year. The AL West, nobody really got far and above better. I think the Rangers made the best improvements to their squad out of all the AL West teams. You're not dealing with a dominating force in the AL West. Unless maybe you want to count the Rangers as that dominating force. I actually think this is going to be a really tight AL West race. I said that yesterday. I've said it throughout the offseason, but I think this team has a chance to do something special, no doubt. Let's go, Rangers. Great win. Tristan, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. John, man, what's good? Thanks for coming back. Yeah, Leiter was awesome. Leiter, absolutely great tonight. Like I said, glad that they let him go with that 1 run only allowed at 5 innings. Solid 82, 3 pitches, wasn't it? That's pretty good. I'll take that every time. Let me keep going here. Porter, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Aaron says, not bad on Leiter. Need to see more from him before I can say he can be a regular starter. Look, I'm definitely not going to overreact to the Leiter start tonight. I think this is exactly what he needed to get this season going. We're not proclaiming Cy Young candidacy, Rookie of the Year. I don't know if Leiter's even rookie eligible even more, maybe not. But look, nobody, I don't think, should be overreacting to this start. Don't get your hopes up too high. I'm continuing to keep my hopes at a very reasonable level for Jack. And I already set the expectations. I want to see this guy be a very solid number 4, number 5 starter. Give me an ERA that maybe flirts with under 4. And I would be really satisfied with that. If Jack can be sub 4 ERA this year, you got to call that a win. And then, of course, in 2026, you expect a little bit better and a little bit better. You get another year where Jack is 4-5 plus. It's definitely not the end of the world, but you're not feeling awesome. Bringing it back to the game tonight, though. Let's celebrate it. Let's be really, really happy for Jack. This is a great development, continuing development for him. Had a strong spring. Now you bring it into the first start of the season. Let's not take anything away from him. Yes, I think we all can agree the consistency's got to be there. You're not going to be able to get that until he's had more starts. But let's celebrate tonight. Great, great win tonight. John, you mentioned, I think you commented on one of my live posts during the game. Strike zone, to me, I am a little bit more picky about the strike zone than most, especially with the technology today showing you exactly whether it was a ball or strike. And I'll be honest, I really loved the strike zone challenge system in spring training. I've always been a fan of it. I think those of y'all that know me well, I live out in Las Vegas. We've got a minor league team out here, the AAA squad for the A's, and they have the challenge system. And it's really, really quick. If you watch spring training games, you know what I mean. It doesn't take forever. They have the graphic that comes up kind of, tennis challenge style, and pinpoint shows you whether or not it clipped the zone or not, and you move on. I would love for them to bring the challenge system to the major league level. It gets frustrating. There was, I think, a pretty big moment in one of the other games yesterday. I don't know if it was in the Pirates-Marlins game. I think that was it, Pirates-Marlins. There should have been a strike 3 call made. Wasn't made. You can't challenge it. Very next at bat, guy gets a hit, drives in either the tying or go-ahead run. Those are the things you want to avoid. And so I am a fan of the challenge system. I definitely think that Leiter was not getting all the calls tonight. It's not going to be perfect until they get some kind of challenge system in the mix. We keep going. Devers with the golden sombrero tonight. I saw that he had struck out 2 or 3 times when I checked the box score in game, but that actually had not occurred to me. Golden sombrero. Gotta love it. Rough start for Rafael Devers to begin the year. You kind of wonder with Rafi, he had the whole drama in the offseason. I definitely pay attention just around the league to some of the more major stories. But remember with Devers, all the drama about whether he was going to play third base or DH. And he said, I'm not DHing. I'm playing third base. That's what Rafael Devers said in the media. I don't really love that from my player. I do agree. You got to stick up for yourself. You got to look out for you in professional sports, but not the best look for Rafael Devers. And then you go ahead and you end up losing the third base spot to Alex Bregman. And look, as much as we don't like Alex Bregman as a former Astro, the reality is Alex Bregman is a Gold Glove caliber third baseman. So it makes a lot of sense that Breggy would be playing third base over Rafael Devers. I mean, not that Rafael Devers was terrible over there, but that's all to say, bringing it full circle, you wonder, Is that affecting Devers mentally? Is the slow start from Devers anything to read into? I just find it a little curious that Devers essentially gets relegated to DH duty only, loses the third base spot, and maybe a little in his head. I don't know. We'll see. He'll probably go 3 for 4 tomorrow with a bomb, but I'll hope that through the rest of this series, Devers continues to not be able to figure it out. All right. Hey, you look at the rest of the Red Sox order, you had multiple guys with more than one hit. You had Campbell, the rookie, collecting a couple of hits. Abreu, of course, goes 2 for 3 with the walk tonight. Duran had a couple of hits as well for them. But by and large, shutting down the rest of the lineup, right? Devers didn't play well. Bregman was 1 for 4 with the strikeout. You had Story 1 for 4. Look, nobody was killing it outside of maybe Abreu and Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran, by the way, love him as a leadoff guy. It's the kind of guy I wish that the Rangers had right now. And we're going to get a little bit into the struggles of Marcus Semien up at the top of the order. Just really, really want Semien to get off to a good start. I said that last night. I tweeted during the game, live post during the game. You know, you had, I believe it was it in the, I'm trying to remember what inning it was in. If it was the top or bottom of the 6th or something like that. Let me see. What do we got here? I don't know if I'm going to find it on the fly, y'all. It was Leote basically taking a walk. I think it was bottom of the 3rd. Leote takes a walk right after the Jonah Heim home run. And Marcus Semien swinging first pitch. And you've heard me go off on the first pitch swinging. I get it. The Rangers are an aggressive team. But you're swinging first pitch right after Leote has drawn a 6-pitch walk. And you're grounding into a double play immediately, Marcus Semien. We've got to get better from Marcus. We're not going to be maximizing our full potential with Marcus going 0 for 4. He's hitting 125 on the season. Did not hit really well in spring training. I know that there's a lot of diehards that are going to say, slow it down. It's just the second game. I totally get it. Some of these guys that struggled last year, though, let's be real. You want to see them get off to quality starts. I mean, I can live with Corey Seager getting off to a slow start. You know, I can live with Josh Smith getting off to a slow start. I can live with some of these guys that had decent seasons last year getting off to a slow start. The disappointing years from last year, those guys, we want them rolling quickly. All it does is exacerbate what was going on last year, the frustration. And just for the players' sake, I want to see these guys get off to a really, really hot beginning. And then you have the rest of the season ahead of you. I don't really love seeing some of these guys struggling out the gate. Don't want to overreact, but it definitely is on my mind. I'm just being real. Rapid reaction. I don't love it, and I'm hopeful that those guys can come out Saturday, Sunday, and have big games. We keep going. Austin, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, the 2 young guys for sure. If Langford can continue to play at this level, I mean, look, you have got a lot to look forward to as a Rangers fan. Langford tonight, 1 for 4, but just love what I'm seeing from him. Had a great play out in the outfield. Right, kind of reaching across the backhand. Loved it. Langford, great player. Jock Peterson just going down the lineup right now. 1 for 3 tonight with the run scored. Who else of note? Heim, we talked about already. Great game from him. Nobody else goes multi-hit. Seager got his first hit, 1 for 4. Who else got theirs? Josh Young goes 1 for 3. Young leaving with a little bit of neck tightness, I believe. Bochy said they're going to have to get with the training staff, but don't know if Josh Young is going to be out there tomorrow. I'd be a little bit surprised. You don't think they probably want to push Josh Young too hard after some of the injury issues he had last year. Man, I hope that Josh Young in his career is not, guy that's always injured. And look, some of the Josh Young injuries have been bad luck. Last year was bad luck. You got nailed with an upper 90s fastball on the wrist. But you just hope that with young guys, especially like Josh Young, this kind of thing doesn't become recurring. We keep going. Natalie, what's up? If Jack keeps pitching well for the most part, it's going to be hard to take him out of the rotation. I think that he is probably going to find his spot if he continues to do this. I mean, look, and he didn't have to only give up 1 run. I mean, look, if you could have gone 5 innings, 2 or 3 runs, I probably would have been pretty happy, to be honest. But I think he is going to find his way into the rotation long term. I think it's going to be tough to take it away from John Gray. I think when Gray comes back, they would have to really, really be killing it to not allow John Gray back into the rotation, especially with how much money you're paying John Gray. It's not like he's a $2 million Dane Dunning guy. I mean, this is a guy making $13 million a year. Does that mean you have to put it back in the rotation? No, but I think most of the time, the guys that you're paying a pretty big sum of money to on a yearly basis, you want to actually contribute to the club. So I think Jack has definitely got his work cut out for him. Maybe Cody Bradford. I wouldn't be surprised if Cody potentially gets relegated to the bullpen. If Jack is really doing his thing, I think that might be the odd guy out. As good as Cody Bradford was last year at Globe Life. I mean, look, he had some rough numbers on the road at Globe Life. He was outstanding. I could see Cody be an odd man out if Jack Leiter continues this trend. If Jack has some iffy performances, maybe not so much. I think at that point, perhaps you do see Bradford re-enter and regain his spot. I think time is going to have to tell on that one. Gio, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, man. Good to see you as always. Mike, same to you. Mike says, challenge system is a good compromise, keeps the game human while keeping umps accountable. Right, and it's not like you get an unlimited amount of challenges. I felt like Russell Wilson there. Unlimited. Anyways, random thoughts. Sorry, they just enter in sometimes. But look, you don't get an unlimited amount of challenges. You, at a certain point, will run out, and I like that too. You've got to coach your players to be picky, to be choosy, and I definitely don't think that you need to have a situation where you are slowing down the game big time, getting a certain amount of challenges every single inning, something like that. I like where it's at right now with the limited number. And you do allow then for those really, really egregiously bad calls to be rectified. You then have the opportunity to make those bad calls right. Think about the game that I just brought up. I think the Pirates Marlins game. That is the prime example, a primo example of having the challenge system and how that could have totally changed the outcome of that game, right? If you have that strike 3 called accurately, you have a different result in that Pirates Marlins game yesterday. We keep going. Let's see. In the long picture, it's probably better that Jack got the first win for his confidence. No doubt. Totally agree with you on that. Rangers, Gio, this is a good one. This might be one of the comments of the night. Rangers are 1 for 1 in save opportunities. That's the spirit, Gio. I love it, man. Yeah, look, last night, technically not a save opportunity. Luke Jackson does get his first loss of the season, but I love it. 1 for 1 in save opportunities. Let's go. All right, Natalie, what's up? Let's see. Yeah, other than Simeon, I've loved the at-bats. Yeah, I think Simi, to me, you just want to see the guy have a great Saturday, Sunday. Look, if Simi comes out of this series, hitting a $150, under 200, it just doesn't feel great. I don't think Bochy is going to pull the string on Marcus Semien in the leadoff spot. Everything for me, when you're thinking about a lineup, everything gets unlocked when you have a guy at the top of the lineup that's getting on base consistently. And a big thing that I wish you got more from Marcus. I love the power. I love the speed. I wish Marcus Semien walked more as a leadoff guy. I don't think you see Semien walk nearly as much as you should, and he's aggressive. And when I played, not that I ever played at a super high level, but I love being aggressive up at the dish. You get that pitch that you want to hit. You don't know if you're going to get something better. I think there is something to be said about, hey, no matter when or what the at-bat, what the count is, if you get a pitch to hit, go get it. As a coach, I would definitely coach that way. I will say with the leadoff spot, I think it's a little bit different. I think you've got to be selective. I think a big part of your job as a leadoff guy is working counts, making the pitcher throw a few more pitches than they normally have to. I like my leadoff guy to have a good eye, to have speed. And if you're going to swing first pitch in that situation in the bottom of the third, right after the Heim homer and the Leote walk, you have got to do something with it. You've got to advance the runner. If you're going to be hacking away right after you watch the guy in front of you take a 6-pitch walk, you have got to make sure that if you are swinging, you got that green light on 0-0, you are doing something with it. All right, keep going. Let's see. Where am I at? Rangers need to switch up the top of the order. The thing with Boch, and we saw it tonight with Luke Jackson, right? The thing with Boch is that you are not going to see him be a big knee-jerk guy. He's just not that kind of coach. I don't think that we're going to be changing things up anytime soon. I think he's probably going to give it multiple series before any kind of move is made. I actually was a fan of Marcus hitting third last year in the lineup. I just thought it was kind of nice to mix it up. It didn't really matter. The Rangers didn't go on some crazy win streak, but I don't mind Marcus hitting in a different spot in the order. I really don't. And I'm not saying you need to do that right now, but I am saying I don't think you have to be glued to that. Now, who do you put in the leadoff spot instead of Marcus? I don't know how much we need to do a deep dive into that tonight because it's probably not going to happen. Off the top of my head, there's not a lot of guys I'd really love to see take that over. I look at the lineup tonight. There's really only a very limited amount of options for leadoff in my mind. I might consider having a Josh Smith bat leadoff. He's not necessarily an everyday player, but I wouldn't mind seeing Josh Smith bat leadoff. I would not mind seeing a guy like Wyatt Langford bat leadoff either. I know that that might be a polarizing take because you want Wyatt to get RBI opportunities. I like what Wyatt Langford brings. You've got that hustle guy. Wyatt definitely displaying he's got a good eye. Yesterday, taking the 9-pitch walk. I don't think Wyatt would be a terrible option leading off. You've got other guys that can hit 3, 4, 5, right? You could easily have Wyatt 1. You could keep Seager in the 2 spot. You could have then Peterson hit third. I think if Josh Young continues to hit well, you could bring Josh Young up to the top of the order. I know that Wyatt Langford is going to be a really, really solid player, really no matter where you've got him in the lineup, but I just think there's limited options. I'd really only love Josh Smith or Wyatt batting leadoff instead. That would be about my only two. Like Leote Taveras, I think he does have the prototype of being a leadoff hitter, but he's not consistent enough. He doesn't get on base consistently enough. But if he did in another dimension suddenly become a 275 hitter with a 325, 350 OBP, okay, now we're cooking with gas. I don't think that's what you're getting out of Leote at this point. So for me, if you're not going to have Simi lead off, it's probably either Wyatt or Josh. And I'm looking to fill the third spot in the order, the fourth spot with some other guys. We keep going. Berger with that smash over third to score. I loved how the two new guys just got it cooking in that moment. What was that? Was that the fifth? What inning was that where we got the Heim homer came in the fifth? That's right. And then in the sixth inning, we had the Berger double. That's right. Jock Peterson singled, ground ball to center, and then Berger double, sharp line drive to left field. Love that. Absolutely love seeing the new guys coming in clutch there. I like Jake Berger a lot. I really, really love what he's brought so far. The hard work ethic, grinding out first base reps in spring training, working with Ragsdale, and just becoming more and more comfortable with the position. And then the bat, the power. Berger is definitely going to be a guy that hits 25 to 30 bombs for you in a given year. And we haven't really seen that power untapped yet. It's only been 2 games, but I'm really excited what we're getting with Jake Berger. Really, really excited about that. Keep going. What grade would I give Jack Leiter's start? B+ for you. I would say for me, I got to go solid B. I think you go 5 innings. You got into a couple of jams here and there, but you didn't have a lot of base runners. I give it a B. You know, you probably want to save an A grade for a quality start, 6 innings, 3 or less earned runs. I don't know, a little more length I think needed for an A, but I'll give it a solid B. Solid B for Jack Leiter, carrying what he did in spring into the regular season. You got to love it. Adolis walking 2 times was huge. Adolis Garcia, 2 walks, huge. Absolutely huge. I really, really think if you can get him with that kind of patient eye and approach up at the plate, look out. Adolis is most dangerous when he is taking walks and being selective up at the plate. It was impressive. In some of those, he worked the counts. It wasn't like 4-pitch walks. I think I had it in my mind. It was either like 12 or 14 pitches between the 2 walks that he took. That's huge. If you can get a selective Adolis Garcia up at the plate, taking walks like he did tonight, watch out. Watch out. Mike, this is good insight. Mike says, Simi is a notorious slow starter. I'm fine with Boch giving him a long leash at leadoff. It's an odd year after all, and he rakes in odd years. Yeah, I'm not a fan of pulling the string on Marcus. We are totally just doing what-if scenarios. Look, what if Bruce Bochy did decide at some point to make a change? What would you do? I think you got to roll with Simi for a while. Just for me, I think I feel for Marcus more than anything. I know a casual, somebody that hadn't watched the show here very much, might see what I'm saying as hate, but really, I'm just disappointed for Marcus. Sad for the guy. I want to see him get off to a hot start. You know he is a guy that gives his heart and soul to whatever team he's on. One of the hardest workers on the club. You just want to see him be rewarded for all the hard work you know he puts in. So that's my heart in all this. That's where it's coming from. Just want to see him get off the ground quickly and not scuffle like this out the gate. Hopefully he does get going. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, agree. New guys making winning moves. Love that. Maybe Adolis moves up eventually, but I think they're really going to try Wyatt in the 3 spot for a while. I don't think they're going to mess with that. I think he is your prototypical 3-spot hitter. He's a guy that puts the ball in play. He's patient. He's got power. He's got pop. Got a little speed as well. Like, I know this might come off as like a knock. I think he's at this point, like right now, a poor man's prime Mike Trout. Like, that's how I see Wyatt Langford right now. Dude hustles all over the place. You watched early years Mike Trout. Dude was a speed demon flying all over the yard, had pop, had a good eye up at the plate. Like right now, I think that it's actually a huge compliment. I see Wyatt Langford as a poor man's prime Mike Trout. I don't think he's at prime Mike Trout level yet. Mike Trout, you remember, just came into the league and set it on fire. That dude was ridiculous nearly from day one. I don't think Wyatt's on that level, but I do think he's a tier below. I think that this is going to be close to a 30-30 year for Wyatt Langford. I think Wyatt can be a 30-30 guy. I've said that a number of times. I think that you are going to see him continue to get better and better as time goes on. TikTok, y'all been waiting long enough. My bad. I know it's been a while. I wanted to start out with all my YouTube and Facebook and X and all that. Paul, what's good, man? If you're still hanging out. Jackson did pitch today, Greg, and he was able to redeem himself. That was good news. With Leiter only going 5 innings, aren't you open for 6 or 7 from Mahle tomorrow? Deer Hunter, 100%. I do think you need a little bit of length out of Mahle. And unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get more than 6. With Mahle coming off of the injuries last year, do you really think that they're going to stretch him 7? I don't. I see Mahle going 6, maybe going 5. And perhaps you've got to end up throwing a Garabito in there. Like at some point, you're going to have to throw one of the long guys in there. So don't be surprised if we see Garabito. It's either going to be on Saturday or Sunday. Like DeGrom's only going 4 or 5. Either you got to throw Garabito tomorrow and have him throw 2 or 3 innings, or you say it's DeGrom and Garabito, right? DeGrom on Sunday throws you 4 or 5. Garabito's coming in and giving us 2 or 3. At some point, I think you're going to have to go to one of the long guys out in the pen. So we'll see. I definitely think the bullpen, they're definitely getting a lot of use. We'll see. I think right now. It's the nature of playing a really good team from the AL East in the Boston Red Sox. Appreciate the follows, by the way. I see a bunch of people followed on TikTok. Man, thank you so much. Really grateful for that. Roland, what's up, man? Good to hear from you. Sam, appreciate the comment. Jack looked good tonight. Once offense gets hot, we're a scary team to face. Absolutely. And the pitching's only going to get better. Jack Leiter, you hope, is only going to get better. 5 innings, 1 run tonight. You got Kumar Rocker, a lot of potential there. Tyler Mahle, look, he's a guy that has dealt with injuries, but when healthy, I think has shown he is a solid player. I really hope we can get an extended look at Tyler Mahle. He's another guy you're paying a decent amount of money to have pitch on your squad. So I hope nothing but the best for all these guys, but Tyler Mahle especially, a guy you've invested some money into on a yearly basis. I think the Rangers would like to see him do well. I don't think you're going to see him get stretched out too far, though, tomorrow. We keep going. Let me scroll back. TikTok always sends me all the way down to the bottom when I'm trying to go backwards. So my bad. Be patient with me, guys. I'll catch back up, though. Thoughts on removing the banner? Yeah, I don't think that they explain that super well. And I do feel like I pay attention pretty carefully to mostly any news coming out of Rangers land. I don't think they explain that World Series championship banner very well. I thought that was hanging up there forever, right? I mean, didn't y'all think that? I thought that World Series championship banner was hanging up there forever. And then we find out it's just a temporary thing, and they have the permanent little dinky one that's going out there, in left field. I don't know. Dude, you want a freaking World Series. Can we get the big sign? Don't give me that little dinky rectangle. Give me the big sign that hangs from the rafters. I don't know. Maybe it's the basketball fan in me. I don't know. But I'm not a fan of them getting rid of the banner. I hope they bring it back. They probably just need to hear from enough people. But I love seeing that banner hang in every single game. Whether you go to a game or whether it's on TV, they always show that banner, and I love it. I don't care that it's, not like the most gaudy or solid thing. It was a little flimsy hanging up there, but whatever. Show a banner. Show the banner proudly. I'm not really a fan of them taking it down. All right, rant over. We keep going. All right, I think I got back to the spot. Emily, what's good? Thanks for tuning in. We did well tonight. Totally agree. If you're still hanging out. Boston Sports, what's good? Love Devers. Throws pissy fits all off season. Look, that's what I'm saying. I know there's probably some Boston fans. And look, I'm not trying to rub it in or anything like that. Don't take it the wrong way if I got some Boston Red Sox fans in the chat. But I don't think it's a coincidence. Devers has kind of a little pout fest over the third base thing in the offseason. Then it comes out that they're going with Bregman, and rightfully so. Alex Bregman is a Gold Glove caliber third baseman. I would be playing him at third base too. I really don't think it's that complicated. Yeah, Devers has the big contract. He's been there longer. You want to put the best third baseman, the best glove out there, and that is Alex Bregman. I don't think it's really that big of a question. So Devers is in the right spot, but he came out and clearly said, no, I'm not doing the DH thing. I'm a third baseman. So kind of having to eat his words a little bit. I know he tried to roll it back. He came out and said he would kind of do whatever, but I definitely think it might be a thing. We'll see how he does on Saturday, Sunday. Deer Hunter says, who do I think is the pitcher Bochy can count on to eat innings and save the bullpen? Got to be Garabito, though, right? And I kind of already talked about Garabito. I think you've got to go with him. He was pretty solid last year. I don't think that would be a bad move by any means. I mean, I'm not going to be able to pull up the stats awesome on the fly. Let me see if I can. I might be able to. Actually, yeah, let me pull it up right now. What was he last year? Was he in the threes? I feel like he wasn't in the threes. I think he must have gotten lit up a little bit at the end of the year, because there was a while he was in the twos and threes. I think at the end of the year, he started fading a little bit. Feels like it's got to be Garabito at this point. I don't know who else you'd really, really want to turn to. I think there's a couple other names, but I think in terms of guys to just eat 2 or 3 innings at a time, that's probably who I'd be going with. Looking at the rest of the bullpen, though, I mean, there's a few names you might want to throw in there, but I think at this point, he's probably the number one option. You tell me if you got somebody else in mind. Jack looked good tonight. Yep, we talked about Jack a lot. Really, really happy for him. Devers is going to make me lose my mind. Yes, sir. Heim is him. Man, here we go. Sorry I missed all these comments, y'all. It's so hard. I wish that I could just have like one central. I only have to do like one screen, but it's just the only way that I can make it happen for TikTok and for every other social. So bear with me. You guys know eventually I get to it. We keep going. What'd the Astros do tonight? Did the Astros lose? Because then you know it's like a really good day. And I'm not even shy about this. When the Astros lose and the Rangers win on a given day, it is an incredibly amazing day in my life. And let's see what happened. 3-1. Astros lose. Gotta love it. Rangers win. Astros lose. I'll take that. Garcia not looking great. I don't get that comment. I don't think Garcia had a bad game tonight. I'll take 2 walks all the time. I'll take that all day. And he had some hard hits. I don't think Adolis has had a bad start to the season. And you guys know, like, I'm pretty hard on players when they're not going well. Having watched Dolly, I mean, look, sometimes even I'm guilty of cherry picking box scores. But if you watch Dolly in the at-bats, I'm feeling pretty good about where he's at right now. I know he goes 0 for 2 and hasn't gotten a hit yet. I feel like he was scorching the ball yesterday, had a really good patient approach up at the plate. I know that the hits aren't coming quite yet, but I actually feel pretty good about Adolis Garcia at this point. We keep going. Zach, what's good? Why do you think Luke Jackson is getting so much confidence as the closer? Seems like we have better. Well, first of all, had a great spring. Has been involved in some high-pressure situations, won the World Series with the Braves a few years ago, so he's pitched in big spots. I definitely think those 2 factors are a big part of it. And then the fact that the Rangers really didn't have a de facto closer guy. Maybe you want to say Chris Martin could have been that guy. He might still be, but I think it was kind of open season with the closer role. And Luke Jackson, throughout his spring training, throughout camp, clearly he set himself apart from the others, and he's getting a crack at it. Love Leiter. Can't wait till Bradford comes back. Like I said, by the way, Travis, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. Like I said with Leiter, you know, I think if he continues to pitch well, he might actually take a spot away from Cody Bradford. It might actually take a spot away from him. All right, more. What do I got? What do I got? Did I catch up yet? Oh, no, it sent me to the bottom again. I think I'm almost there. Appreciate all y'all. They are, Gary. Absolutely. The banner, Gary makes a good point. The banner, he says the banner was in a bad spot. But do you agree, like, at least keep it up? Like, find a good spot where you can prominently display it. Like, I do agree. It was kind of like off center. Like, it didn't seem like it perfectly fit that area. But at least keep the banner out. Like, that's my thing. At least keep it out. Astros lose 3-1. I'll take it. Let me come back to YouTube. I think I caught up on TikTok. Bradford not coming back. Forearm injuries never end well. Yeah, Cody does seem to have some injury issues. I wish him a really speedy recovery. I hope he comes back and contributes for us. I just wonder, is he going to be a guy that is kind of odd man out, especially if Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker are bringing it this year? I mean, as good as Cody was at Globe Life Field, he was terrible on the road. I know that most Rangers fans look at Cody's 2024 and say it was a really, really good year. And I would agree, but he was terrible on the road. Globe Life Field, he was like Jacob deGrom lefty version. But on the road, for whatever reason, just was not comfortable. I think Cody Bradford is a great pitcher. It's nothing but love for him. But I do kind of think he's going to end up being odd man out if you continue to see these kinds of performances from Jack Leiter and then potentially from Kumar Rocker. Let's see what else. We've got Buehler versus DeGrom. I thought Buehler was throwing tomorrow. Let me look this up. I want to see the rest of the games here and what we got going on. But for whatever reason, I had it in my head Buehler was throwing tomorrow for the Red Sox. Let's see. Let's go to scores. Let's look at the rest of the games here. It's Saturday. Day game tomorrow? No, night game tomorrow. Yeah, Buehler's throwing tomorrow against Mahle. Sunday, Red Sox are throwing one of their rookie guys, Fitz. And then DeGrom is facing off against Fitz. So, yeah, DeGrom, I don't think is going to go more than 5 innings. So, Deer Hunter, you make a good point. Like, at some point, there's going to be a guy that's going to have to eat multiple innings in that Rangers bullpen. Yeah, night game tomorrow. I actually like Saturday night games, Saturday day games. Look, it's not like I don't like those, but I like the Saturday night game, and then you got the Sunday day game. Just me. I prefer it. I like Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. I know they do like Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. I don't know. I like the night games. That's just me. We keep going. Let's see what else we got. Let's go back to YouTube. The call out at third on Wyatt, was he safe? Boch missed the challenge there. Look, I was at that point, I kind of was in between. I was out at dinner, watching the game at dinner, hopped in the car, had it on the radio. I know what call you're talking about. I haven't gotten a chance to see a replay yet. Somebody help out here. The call out at third on Wyatt. What inning was that, John, if you're still hanging out? What inning was that? I remember them talking about it on radio, but I wasn't able to see it myself. So if anybody's got a read on that one, chime in. Let me keep going here. If the pitch count is good, 6. Yep. I think 6 could be what Mahle ends up going. We were talking about how long is Mahle going to go. We've been using bullpen guys. I do think 6 is probably the max for Tyler Mahle. I would probably bet you get 5 out of him, just like you got Leiter. Like, a lot of these guys are coming off injuries. Mally's coming off an injury. DeGrom's coming off an injury. It's just tough, man. It's tough. I would love, Mike, it's something that I've actually missed. I love looking at the umpire scorecards after the game is over, just to see like how bad some of the umpires are. And I just chuckled to myself. And then you occasionally get the umpire that has like a perfect game or a near perfect game. Although, did y'all see in the offseason? Let me look this up. There was one umpire. He was actually a really, really good umpire, but he got kicked out or he got fired because of like a betting scandal. You guys know who I'm talking about? Pat Hoberg. Pat Hoberg, I feel like, was actually one of the better umpires. And then the dude gives his gambling account credentials to a friend. Dude, what are you doing? Who does that? I mean, look, I don't know. Obviously, as a guy that lives out in Las Vegas, I've been out here for a while. I do bet on sports. A lot of y'all know that. I would never give my gambling account credentials to a friend. Like, I don't know. I would maybe place a bet for a friend and have them pay me back. I'm not going to give a friend my gambling account credentials. I just think that's the stupidest thing ever. We keep going. Mike says there's a placard now. Yeah, but it's small. That's my thing. Like, the placard is small, and you want to be prominently displaying World Series champions. Not every Major League Baseball team can say that they are World Series champions. I mean, you got to display it prominently. I'm just not good with the little dinky rectangle next to the division titles that look exactly the same. You got to have something special. You got to. I don't know. I think that they got to hear from the fans a little bit more on that one to do something different. Yeah, Mike is saying, John, if you're still hanging out, Wyatt call was going to be inconclusive. That is what they were kind of saying on the radio. But, you know, I love the radio guys. Like, I love Hicks and I love Jared Sandler. I love those guys to death. But, you know, they can only be right so many times. And you look at the replays and we all sometimes see something a little bit differently. I don't know. All right. Let me keep going. Let me go back to TikTok and then we're going to start wrapping up the show. It was too close to challenge. All right. So some of y'all are saying that too. Never should have been sent. Bregman made a great swipe tag. Yeah, I kind of had that in my mind as well, Gary. I'm glad you brought that up. It's a great point. Like, that was a little bit of an aggressive send. It was. I don't know if that's what I would have done in that spot. I get it. Wyatt Langford is a speed demon out there, and he's going to give you a shot. But I did think it was a little bit of an aggressive send myself. Gary, thank you. Right. And this is a great comment, too. This is up there in the top comments of the night. Everything's bigger in Texas. Everything is bigger. Get a freaking huge banner. 2023 World Series champs. It's not complicated. Get it done. Let's go. All right, y'all. Hey, tomorrow, let's preview it. What do we got tomorrow against Walker Buehler? Let's see what the batter versus pitcher is, and then we are going to call it a night. It's been fun, man. First win of the season. Had to get on and celebrate with y'all. I know I said I'm not necessarily doing every single day post-game. I don't know. It's like one of those things. You say you're not going to work as hard, and then you end up just going back to it anyways. But this ain't work. This is fun, man. This is just fun for me, honestly, hanging out with y'all. So tomorrow, Walker Buehler, right? We have a few guys, I believe, that have faced Buehler in the past. So almost everybody. Josh Young is the only one that hasn't faced Walker Buehler in the lineup. And I don't know if we're going to see Josh Young tomorrow because of the neck issue. Bochy was non-committal, said he were going to have to talk to the training staff. I would imagine they hold out Josh Young tomorrow. You give Josh Smith the start at third base, Corey Seager a shortstop, Simi second. So I think that Young is probably going to get a day off. I'd be surprised to see him. Happy if he does make it in the lineup, but no reason to rush right now. Really only a couple of guys with solid numbers against Buehler. Wyatt 1 for 2. So not a big sample size there. Jock Peterson 3 for 10 with the bomb. I like that. 3 for 10 with the bomb. Jock Peterson versus Red Sox probable starter Walker Buehler in tomorrow's game. Kevin Pillar. Don't know if we'll see Pillar with a right-handed Walker Buehler tomorrow, but Pillar is 2 for 6 in his career off of Walker Buehler. Corey Seager, 1 for 2 with the home run. Marcus Semien, 1 for 4. Josh Smith, 1 for 3. Leody Taveras, 1 for 2. So there's a few guys that have some good numbers, albeit small sample size. Kevin Pillar, Jock Peterson, Adolis Garcia, the only ones with 6+ at bats. Jonah Heim hitting 2 for 5 off Walker Buehler. So I think that there is definitely a case that the Rangers continue to hit well, carry that over from tonight into Saturday's game. Walker Buehler was a bullpen guy at the end of last year. He was the guy on the mound for the Dodgers when they won the World Series. So we'll see how Buehler does in his newly established role as a starter with the Red Sox. I feel pretty good about the Rangers' chances. A little bit uncertain what we're going to get out of Tyler Mahle as you look at the Red Sox numbers against Mahle. So you have Wilyer Abreu 1 for 2. So of course he's hitting 500 against Mahle. Bregman 3 for 9. Devers 0 for 2. Gonzalez, I don't think we're going to see him. Campbell has been getting most of the starts. Campbell ain't never faced Mahle before. Let's see who else who's going to start. Rafaela 0 for 1. And then you got Story hitting like 2 for 15. And Wong is 1 for 2. So kind of a mixed bag, but seems like pretty good numbers for Tyler Mahle against the Red Sox guys. I mean, look, you look at Devers, Ofer, you look at some of the other guys, Trevor Story with low numbers. I mean, that's the heart of the order right there. You got two guys that are a combined 1 or 2 for 17 against Tyler Mahle. You'll take that. You'll definitely take that. I definitely, Gary, I just saw your comment. I wouldn't have mind picking up Walker Buehler. I thought that the Rangers might be in play for another starting pitcher. It wasn't meant to be, but like Jack Flaherty, I thought maybe the Rangers would make a run at Jack Flaherty before he signed with the Tigers. So I agree. I was a little bit surprised the Rangers weren't a little more aggressive with some starting pitching, but it's all good. I think they knew they had Leiter coming up. You have Rocker. like there was going to be a log jam at some point. So I get why they didn't. And let's see if we got anything else, y'all. Let's look a little bit around the league, and then we're going to wrap up the show. What are the major headlines today? Soto hitting a homer, a no-doubter for the first Mets homer in the win over the Astros. I'll take that. Leiter on the front page of MLB.com for his first career win. Absolutely. Let's see. The Rays walk off the Rockies on opening day. Dodgers got their World Series ring today. Freddie Freeman looks like hit a home run in the game that I believe is still ongoing. Dodgers and Tigers are tied 2-2. I think Jack Flaherty actually is starting this game. A's are up 6-0 on Seattle. Love to see that as well, especially I think after Seattle won last night. So this is going to put everybody just about even. I don't think the Angels played today, did they? I think the Angels were off today. So they lost badly to the White Sox. So I think Rangers are going to be in that three-way tie for first place. Like it. Blue Jays small ball builds a big inning en route to first win of 2015. Let's see what the Blue Jays do today. 8-2 over Baltimore. Okay. All right. Hey, here we go. Arizona up 8-1 on Chicago. Like I said, 6-0. The A's are up on the Mariners. I told y'all the A's, I think, are going to be sneaky good this year. I'm not saying they're going to be competitive down the stretch. I just think they're going to be that annoying team that you have to face when you need to win some ball games. It gets down to those dog days of summer. You're going back and forth with the Astros and the Mariners, and you need to win some ball games. The A's come to town, and they just give you a heck of a series, man. I think the A's are going to be sneaky good. They've got a good offense. They've got some pitchers. I don't think they are going to be the A's that a lot of teams doormatted for the past several years. I think they are going to be more competitive than people think. We'll see if I'm right on that one. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I've got a sneaking suspicion. A's are going to surprise some people. So, Rangers, most likely three-way tie for first place. Let's see if we can take it front and center. Solely Walker Buehler versus Tyler Mahle tomorrow. Rangers coming off a 4-1 win. First win of the 2025 Major League season. It's a good night to be a Rangers fan. Astros lose as well. Good stuff is happening on a Friday night, and we're here for it. And I appreciate that you guys were here tonight to watch the show. We'll see. I'll keep you on your toes. Don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. Sunday for sure. 1,000,000% we'll be doing the live Sunday. Don't be shocked if you see me tomorrow. That's why I say turn on those notifications, right? If you're not following the channel, not subscribed, please do so. But turn on those notifications. Get that message, and that way you won't miss a live. I love having all y'all on here. The questions keep it fresh, 100%. So, look, probably be back tomorrow in all likelihood, especially if the Rangers get a win. Definitely will do the closeout show for this series on Sunday. Every time a series comes to an end, we'll be getting on to break down the entire series as a whole. Look, Rangers, give themselves a chance. You could potentially win 2 straight and win this series. Highly unlikely after you go down 0-1 in a 4-game set, but maybe the Rangers can string together a couple more and win 3 out of 4. Wouldn't that be something? I think it's probably trending towards a split, but I'm going to go glass half full. Tyler Mahle has a great start tomorrow. Offense continues to click. DeGrom comes out, puts up some zeros, gives us another shot on Sunday, and we take 3 out of 4, 3-1 after the first 4 games of the season. Sound good? Good. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your Friday night. Go Rangers tomorrow, and we'll probably be back, but for sure see you on Sunday. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Thank you for your support. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.